El Mencho's capture, security tightened as panic spreads across Puerto Vallarta. National security escorts, meanwhile, a forensic ambulance through the Mexico City in the middle of all the violence that has been spewed and is now, in fact, taking place on the roads. Meanwhile, buses and cars were also set ablaze amidst protests in western Mexico. The state government, meanwhile, is urging residents to stay indoors. Not only this, buildings and vehicles were also torched as the city braces for the fallout. Federal forces moving in to restore order after cartel boss El Mencho was in fact killed. Meanwhile, earlier today I broke down who exactly is this El Mencho and how does his killing impact Brazil's super cartels. Take a look. Let's take a closer look at the man authorities call Mexico's most powerful drug lord. So who was El Mencho and how exactly did he rise to the top of the world's most feared cartels? We have the facts right here on the wall besides me. He was born Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes. El Mencho's real name was Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes. As you see right here, he was born in rural Mexico and rose from obscurity literally to lead the global criminal empire. He was the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. He headed the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, also known as the CJNG in Mexico. Now, the cartel became one of Mexico's most violent and fastest growing drug organizations in recent times. Next up, it was one of Mexico's most wanted. Now, for years together, El Mencho evaded capture despite massive military operations like the one we saw took place just hours ago. Meanwhile, authorities considered him among the most powerful and also the most elusive crime bosses in the country. Next up, he was tied to fentanyl and drug trafficking. Now, this is the big one. His cartel was actually accused of trafficking huge quantities of fentanyl into the United States. Now, the synthetic opioid has fueled a deadly overdose crisis across North America and was the bone of contention between the recent friction between Washington and the Latin American states. But that's not it. He was also wanted by the US DEA for capture. That's right. As I was just explaining, the Drug Enforcement Administration, or the DEA, also had placed a multi-million-dollar reward on him. Why? Because he was one of the top international fugitives also sought by US authorities. And well, next up is a report detailing the Mexican military's operation and exactly how the resulting fallout ended up being. Take a look. Mexico's army says it has killed Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, leader of the powerful Jalisco New Generation Cartel. The operation unfolded early Sunday in Tapalpa, about 2 hours southwest of Guadalajara in Jalisco. Troops came under heavy fire. 4 people were killed at the scene. 3 others, including Oseguera, were wounded and later died while being flown to Mexico City. Authorities seized armored vehicles, rocket launchers, and high-powered weapons. 3 Mexican soldiers were also wounded. Officials say the cartel had trafficked massive quantities of fentanyl and other drugs into the US. In fact, El Mencho even had a $15 million US bounty on his head. But retaliation followed within hours of the raid. More than 10 vehicles were set ablaze in Puerto Vallarta. Roads were blocked in Guadalajara. Several OXXO stores were burnt or vandalized. Thick smoke rose over the tourist coastline. Jalisco activated a statewide code red. Schools were closed Monday. Public transportation was suspended. Mass events were cancelled. Air Canada suspended flights to Puerto Vallarta, citing security concerns. The Embassy of India, among others, in Mexico has now advised Indian nationals in Jalisco and several other affected states to shelter in place, avoid areas near security operations, minimize travel, and stay in close contact with family. From Washington, the White House has issued a statement underlining that it shared crucial intelligence with Mexican agencies during the operation. Governor Pablo Lemus Navarro is urging residents to remain indoors as armed patrols continue across the state.
Meanwhile, authorities are calling this the most significant blow yet against Mexico's most powerful cartel. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now we shift our focus to Western Europe, where Iran and the US are set to resume nuclear talks in Geneva on the 26th of February. That's Thursday this week. Now the talks come as tensions remain high with Iran's nuclear program. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi is in fact expected to meet Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff at the negotiating table in Geneva. Now the main dispute, viewers, is uranium enrichment. It still remains so, the bone of contention between Washington and Iran. And now Washington in fact wants to prevent nuclear weapons capability, while Iran insists on its sovereign rights. Now Tehran has also ruled out discussions on missiles or even regional proxies. Meanwhile, the US maintains a strong military presence in the Middle East or West Asia, call it what you may, with President Donald Trump warning military options remain if diplomacy fails. The talks follow previous meetings in Oman and Geneva, where broad principles for a potential deal were outlined. However, protests have erupted across Iranian universities this very weekend, adding pressure on Tehran as negotiations approach. Now we take you to the Middle East, where tensions in Iran continue to simmer as students stage anti-government protests, while the US and Tehran prepare for the next round of nuclear talks in Geneva on Thursday, as I was mentioning. Now, scuffles erupted at multiple universities in Iran over the weekend. This came as students stage anti-government protests, chanting for and against the government. Videos show clashes between opposing students right there on your group. The demonstrations, in fact, coincide with the announcement that Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi will meet US envoy Steve Witkoff in Geneva on Thursday to continue nuclear negotiations. Oman's Foreign Minister, meanwhile, has confirmed the upcoming talks, calling it a positive push towards a potential deal. Iran, for its part, says only its nuclear program will be discussed and no missiles or regional issues. Meanwhile, these protests mark the 40-day memorials for thousands killed during January's nationwide crackdown and uprising, by the way, which human rights groups say claimed at least 7,000 lives. This also included at least 214 security personnel. Iran's official count, however, was 3,117 deaths. Now, despite the deadly crackdown, smaller protests continue across Tehran, Mashhad and other cities. Security forces, on their part, are reportedly restricting access to memorial ceremonies. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has now warned military options remain if diplomacy fails. Now, this comes even as the both sides signal they prefer a diplomatic solution to the crisis. And North Korea has announced the re-election of its leader Kim Jong-un as General Secretary of the ruling Workers' Party. The confirmation came in reports from North Korea's official Korean Central News Agency, the KCNA, about the ongoing party congress in capital Pyongyang. The state media dispatches lavished praise on Kim. As usual, KCNA said that Kim had laid a solid material foundation for the economic and cultural development and also the improvement of the people's standard of living, and that under Kim, the war deterrence of the country with the nuclear forces as its pivot has in fact radically improved. Take it to the US, where millions of residents in the northeastern part of the country are stuck at home under road travel bans and also blizzard warnings. Now, these comes as a fierce winter storm threatens the densely populated region overnight. The National Weather Service says snow of up to 2 feet or 0.61 meters is possible in many areas into Monday, along with heavy winds and sharp reduced visibility. New York City and Rhode Island, meanwhile, have banned non-essential road travel from Sunday evening into Monday, with New Jersey implementing several similar restrictions. Schools are all set to be closed on Monday in cities including New York and Boston. Emergency declarations have meanwhile been issued in several states and union territories. Well, with that, it's time we step into a short break. Much more lined up on the other side. Don't you go anywhere.
Mr. Q! At Mr. Q Bingo, we tell it how it is. When players win, they love Q. When players lose, they hate Q. Oh dear. They love Q. Oh, he's not happy. They hate Q. Oh, love Q. hate Q. Love Q. Oh no, hate Q. It'll grow back. Mr. Q, bingo you love to hate. We kind of love that.
That's your cruise all booked.
This is an urgent appeal from UNICEF UK. Conflict in Gaza has severely disrupted supplies of food, medicine and clean water. Thousands of children are malnourished and sick.
مريم بتعاني من سوء التغذية إلها سنة ونص. بالمرة ما بتتحسنش.
UNICEF is working non-stop, providing life-saving therapeutic food, clean water and fuel. To find out how you can help, search UNICEF Gaza or text Gaza to 84988. Thank you.
Caring for your cat is a lifelong commitment, and with the advanced nutrition of Purina One, you could see a visible difference in just 3 weeks. Your cat could benefit from great appetite, higher energy, healthier digestion, shinier coat, and brighter eyes. Try Purina One today.
Right now, a child like Clara needs Childline to answer their call because they're being abused, neglected, or bullied. A child who just wants the pain and fear they're experiencing to stop.
Hello, you're through to someone you can talk to.
For children being abused, Childline is a lifeline.
Something's happened with Mum's boyfriend.
That first call can literally be a life-changing call. In so many cases, we are the first people a child will reach out to. Childline needs your support so we can be there 24 hours a day. Please make sure a child gets the help they need and give just £2 a month now. Call 0800 702 2976 or search NSPCC. You can help us be there for the thousands of children who urgently need someone to talk to. When a child needs to make a life-changing call, you can help make sure we are there to answer it. Thank you.
With People's Postcode Lottery, there could be springtime winning for your postcode. In our March draws, you could win a share of £17.3 million.
2026, here I come. This is just next level.
For a chance to win, sign up before midnight on the 28th of February. A share of £17.3 million could be yours, but only if your door is in the draw.
Welcome back. We get you updates from the world of sports, where on Sunday evening, when the Narendra Modi Stadium expected a blue wave to help India solidify their dominance in the ongoing T20 World Cup, it was met instead with a clinical Proteus green ball. That's right, South Africa's emphatic 76-run demolition of India in the Super 8 match was not just a victory, viewers, it was a tactical masterclass in reading conditions and adaptability as well. While David Miller's 63 laid the foundation, the real story, in fact, was a bowling performance that reduced the world's most formidable batting lineup to sawdust. Here's a report.
A simple catch. So it's all over.
The Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad was stunned to silence as South Africa emerged victorious against India. The Proteas handed India their first defeat of the tournament after entering the Super 8s unbeaten. Both sides were on a hot run of form heading into the big Sunday blockbuster. India started strong with the ball, picking up early wickets, but South Africa clawed the game back.
He can middle it, that's what he can do.
Led by David Miller's heroic South Africa counter-attacked India in the middle overs and finished strong with the bat. With 187 runs on the board, the Proteas entered the second innings as the better of the two teams. They did not lose any steam with the ball in hand either. India's top order was decimated by South Africa's pace attack, with early wickets falling in spades. Marco Jansen proved to be the difference maker once again for South Africa, picking up 4 crucial wickets, wiping out any chance of a fight back. Overall, it was a poor showing by the men in blue, failing to bring their A game to the big stage. Now the focus moves to the qualification mathematics for India. For now, the game against Zimbabwe becomes a do-or-die scenario for India, with semi-final entry beckoning. Can Sky's Blues finally script a comeback? Your report, NDTV. Meanwhile, that's not it, viewers. The men in blue were in fact also criticized for this humongous loss they face against the Proteas in the Super 8 qualifying match of the T20 World Cup. Here's more.
2 wickets, then 3. India had South Africa exactly where they wanted.
Another wicket goes.
But what followed, according to Ryan Tendoshkata, was a tactical miss. The assistant coach critical of Surya Kumar Yadav's captaincy.
To have that strangle on South Africa, 30 for 3, whatever they were, and then to sort of adopt a defensive bowling strategy, again, I thought that was a missed trick.
When the pressure flipped, the questions began about tactics, team balance and decision-making under pressure. The first talking point was the team selection. Why leave out Vice-Captain Akshar Patel? Tendoshkata defended the call.
And then obviously someone has to give way. So, do we leave a batter out and get another bowler in? And the decision was based around there. But certainly it's not to take anything away from Akshar and his leadership and how important he is. With the best intentions, we're trying to pick the best 11 to win the game, and I hope Akshar takes in the same spirit as well.
Then there were bigger concerns like India's batting approach. The team has repeatedly lost early wickets to off-spin in the power play, and that has been creating a chain reaction. Early wicket, pressure on middle order, and collapse in the tempo of the chase.
There's different ways to go about a chase, so even setting a score, and like I say, we've spoken about it a lot, but we haven't implemented it across the board, and I think that's cost us in some of the performances.
The math is now brutal. India's net run rate is minus 3.8. This marks an end to India's winning streak in T20 World Cup. South Africa sunk India at the Narendra Modi Stadium on Sunday night, leaving them desperate for 2 wins in 2 matches against Zimbabwe and West Indies. Any slip will see India getting knocked out of the World Cup. At the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad with camera person Ravinji Rohit, this is Rika Roy for NDTV.
And well, from Ahmedabad, we now take you across to Italy, where the Milan Cortina Olympics ended Sunday as the twin flames in the co-host cities Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo were extinguished as part of a closing ceremony inside the ancient Verona Arena. Roughly mid-distance between the far-flung mountain, valley and city Venuses that made these the most spread-out winter games ever. That's right, a total of 116 medal events have been held in 8 Olympic sports across 16 disciplines, including the debut of ski mountaineering this year, over the course of 17 days of completion. Now, the closing ceremony paid tribute to Italian dance and music, from lyrics, opera to Italian pop of the 20th century, to the DJ beat of Gabby Ponte, who got the 1,500 athletes on their feet, to say the least, for an upbeat dance number, while the color confetti exploded on stage. In the world of entertainment now, India celebrated a proud moment at the BAFTA 2026 as the Manipuri language film Boong won the prestigious Best Children's and Family Film Award. Now, the emotional drama backed by Farhan Akhtar beat strong international nominees including Arku, Lilo and Stitch and Zootopia 2. The win is a big achievement for Indian cinema, especially for films from the Northeast. It's, by the way, the first BAFTA by a Manipuri film. Directed by Lakshmi Priya Devi, Boong tells the story of a young boy living in Manipur during a time of social and political tension. The title means little boy in Manipuri. Farhan Akhtar, whose production house produced the film, also attended the ceremony with his wife, Shibani Dandekar. Here's a report.
The slightly sticky BAFTA goes to Boong.
It is a defining moment for Indian cinema at the 2026 BAFTA Awards.
Boong.
Filmmaker Lakshmi Priya Devi's debut feature, Boong, has won the award for Best Children's and Family Film. Before the big win, producer Farhan Akhtar spoke about what the nomination itself meant for the team.
It's an amazing acceptance of this beautiful little film with a big heart. So it just feels amazing, and just to be surrounded by such incredibly talented people, just creative powerhouses. it's very inspiring.
Director Lakshmi Priya Devi too described the experience as overwhelming.
For me, I'm having an out-of-body experience. It still feels very unreal. I think I will probably realize it once the event is over, like what it meant to be here and what it's going to mean for me for years to come.
Moments later, that unreal feeling turned into reality. Boong was announced as the winner, beating international contenders including Arco, Lilo and Stitch, and Zootopia 2. Opening her speech with the Manipuri greeting, Kurumjari, Devi reminded the audience where her story comes from. Boong is rooted in a place which is very troubled, very much ignored, and very unrepresented in India. She also made an emotional appeal for peace. We pray for peace to return to Manipur and that no conflict is ever powerful enough to destroy our greatest human superpower, forgiveness. Set against the backdrop of Manipur's recent conflict, Boong follows a young boy searching for his missing father. With Boong, Lakshmi Priya Devi now marks a powerful new chapter for Indian storytelling on the global stage. NDTV Bureau Report.
But that was not all Indian about this year's BAFTA. Actress Alia Bhatt also added a touch of old Hollywood glamour to this year's BAFTAs, making her debut at the prestigious awards in London. The actor turned heads in a custom Gucci by Demna sequined gown and later took to the stage as a presenter for the best film not in the English language. Here's more.
Alia Bhatt brought effortless glamour to the 2026 BAFTA Awards in London, marking her debut at the prestigious ceremony hosted by British Academy of Film and Television Arts. For her big night, Alia chose a custom Gucci sequined gown designed by Demna. The shimmering silver number hugged her silhouette and reflected the lights beautifully, striking the perfect balance between bold and elegant. She elevated the look with a plush white fur stole draped softly around her arms, adding a touch of old Hollywood drama to the modern sparkle. Minimal drop earrings, a radiant skin, and center-parted soft curls completed the ensemble, keeping the styling refined and intentional. But this appearance was not just about fashion. Alia also took to the stage as a presenter, announcing the winner for Best Film Not in the English Language, adding an Indian presence to one of cinema's most celebrated global nights. During her interaction with the press, the actor spoke about her enduring love for movies and storytelling, and in a heartfelt moment, she revealed what truly drives her today. I have to say that my true source of inspiration and magic right now is my daughter. Looking at her, just bloom, and she's 3 now, dancing to my songs sometimes. I'm like, okay, that is life. From couture to candid confessions, Alia Bhatt's BAFTA debut blended global style with a deeply personal touch, marking another confident step in her international journey. Entertainment Bureau, NDTV.
And well, those are all the updates we could pack for you in this Monday edition of the World Report. Take care and have a wonderful day.
At Walker's, we're proud to grow 100% British potatoes. We check they're sliced to a perfect thickness and taste each batch every 4 hours. Nigel, that's every 4 hours, not 4 seconds.
What can I say? I take quality control very seriously.
Walker's, your little slice of joy.
If you won't do it for you, do it for your dog, who's upset you didn't hear his whining.
Book a free hearing test at bootshearingcare.com.
Let's play Win a Million. How many chances do you get to win £1 million every week?
5 chances. Final answer.
Congratulations! And now it's your chance to be a millionaire. Choose your 5 lucky numbers at winamillion.com and get 5 chances to win £1 million every week. Play now from just 50p or enter for free by post at winamillion.com.
The scriptures are trying to show us a treasure map
to find happiness. If you discover that happiness, you've fulfilled your purpose in life. When you improve your mental immunity, your mental health improves. Bhagavad Gita gives us a manual for living life. How should you live your life? How should you conduct yourself in different situations?
When facts are fragmented, we put the pieces together. Where power collides with truth, we are there.
Behind me is that massive security arrangements that are in place.
Behind fractured boundaries, we clear the fog of war. Fault lines with Gauri Dwivedi, only on NDTV World.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
When facts are fragmented, we put the pieces together. Where power collides with truth, we are there.
Behind me is that massive security arrangements that are in place.
Behind fractured boundaries, we clear the fog of war. Fault lines with Gauri Dwivedi, only on NDTV World.